What is prolog? Prolog is called programming logic. This is a fifth generation language. It is based on arithmetic and simple algebra. It can implement all kinds of algorithms. It is no less powerful than Pascal, C, or C++. It is mainly used for artificial intelligence applications, automated reasoning systems. History of prolog. It is invented by Alain Colmerer and his colleagues at University of Aix-Marseille, France in early 1970. First prolog system is developed in 1972 by Alain Colmerer and Philip Russell. Is prolog object-oriented? It is not exactly an object-oriented. It is possible to organize in object-oriented way, but object-oriented way is not the only way. It talks about properties and relations directly. Prolog basics. Prolog system has a continuous dialogue with the programmer from the beginning to the end of the session. Dialogue is usually a questionnaire. Programmer asks questions from the prolog system and system answers for those questions. How programmer asks a question. This is a symbol which prolog tells the programmer that it is waiting for a question. It displays on the screen. Then the programmer can introduce the question. This question is like a fact. Fact always should begin with lowercase letter. Fact can have any number of letter or combination. To ask a question from the system, the programmer should follow the below steps also. Question should end with this symbol by a dot sign. Then press enter. Then the screen displays the response. This is the answer for the question. How programmer asks a question. This is the symbol which prolog tells the programmer that it is waiting for a question. It displays on the screen. Then the programmer can introduce the question. This question is like a fact. Fact always should begin with a lowercase letter. Fact can have any number of letters or combinations. This is important. If programmer forget to put full stop at the end of the program, system understand it as an unfinished one. System will be wait until we finish the question. If we miss this part, prolog will give a syntax error. After press enter without adding end symbol, the symbol will display until we finish the question by adding end symbol. Facts with arguments. Facts can have arbitrary number of arguments from 0 upwards. In here we can see relation name and arguments should begin with lowercase letter. Then we can see argument 1, argument 2 and then continues until argument n. Let's look at an example of facts and arguments. In here we can see eats in John and apple. In here we can see start symbol. If system database contains query like eats in the brackets John, apple, the system will answer yes for the above question. Variables and unification. How do we ask something like this? What does John eat? Let us assume that the database containing eats John apple. We can ask the question like, by adding start symbol, eats John what? And prolog says no. and let's see and why it is that. Reason for that it is what does not match with Apple. To match arguments, we must use a variable. This process of matching items with variables is known as unification. Variables should begin with a capital letter. And there are three methods to set the variable. We can show this as a one letter or one word, and in special places we can use this with an underscore. This is an example of assigning variables. Now you can see the variable name is set as what, and it starts with capital W. Rules in prolog. Rules allow to make conditional statements. Each rule can have several variations. These variations are called as clauses. Clauses give us different choices about how to perform inference. Let's consider this. All men are mortal. This can be expressed as mortal X, human X. This clause can be read in two ways. Declarative interpretation. For a given X, X is mortal if X is human. Procedural interpretation. To prove the main goal that X is mortal, prove the sub-goal that X is human. This is the second rule. Let's see the sentence Socrates is human. We can represent it mortal X, human X, human Socrates. The prolog question will be mortal Socrates. In here we can see this starting symbol at first, and within the brackets we can see Socrates. Let's look about the third rule. Can use variables within queries. In start symbol we can see model within the P is inside the brackets. P equals Socrates, and the system responds as yes, matches against the clause human Socrates, in that way binding P to Socrates. Proving someone was mortal by proving the sub-goal that they were human. Binding is passed back to the parent goal.